Alright guys, welcome to the Atomweight division update. We're going to be going over things that have been going on within the Atomweight division this past, when I come up with that last video series, earlier in the year. So we're going to be going like a mid-year update on the division if my Wi-Fi ever decides it actually wants to freaking work. So, just looking for a link here. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to start off with some stats. These were provided by Wombat Sports. That's available at wombatsports.wordpress.com. There were 29 professional fights in the division and 21 amateur fights so far this year. It only accounted for 7% of total fights. 15 pro debuts versus 12 amateur. Let's see. An interesting note, Marissa Messer-Valencia and Grace Nowak made both their amateur and pro debuts this year. Valencia won both fights, so good for her. A combined 86 fighters fought at Atomweight, 53 pro, 35 AMI, and as mentioned before, 2 fought in both, with 2 pro Priscilla Gal and amateur Christy Gar having had 3 so far this year. Let's see, finishing stats. 17 decisions, 6 KOs, TKOs, and 6 submissions in the pro ranks. Amateurs, it was closer with 9 decisions, just edging 8 KO, TKOs with 4 submissions. So next we'll go over the rankings. My personal favorite rankings are the unified rankings of women's mixed martial arts. Now unfortunately they haven't updated since late last month. So the most recent update for them was June 30th. Number 1, Sahi Ham, 18-8. She hasn't fought since December. 2 is Mina Karobi. 3 is Jinyu Fry. 4, Ashley Cummins. 5, Tessa Simpson. 6, Kira Batara. 7, Jong-un Park. 8, Emi Tomomatsu. Now that's I think that's a pro rankings debut for Jong-un Park, having beaten Emi Tomomatsu earlier in the month at Deep. So Jong-un Park moves up to number 7. 8 is Emi Tomomatsu. 9, Satomi Sarami Takano, and 10, Tomo Maesawa. Go over to, who is this? Fight Matrix. They have Sahi Ham at number 1, so both rankings agree on that one. Number 2 is Ayaka Hamasaki. Very arguable there because 1, Ayaka hasn't fought in the actual Atomweight division in a long time. She has a loss and then a win since the last time she fought in the Atomweight division. Now she did fight earlier this year in the Super Atomweight division at Ryzen, and that's at 108 or 110. But she also struggled against Alyssa Garcia, who was only like 3-3 at the time. So how do you still keep her ranked so high? I mean, yeah, she hasn't really lost at Atomweight or Super Atomweight, but you can tell she's obviously fallen a long way off. Okay, moving on. Number 3, Kana Asakura. Kana just fought over the weekend, did a video review of that. 4, Herika DiBercio. Now, she hasn't fought since May 20th of last year, but Fight Matrix waits, 450 days before they remove. That's a long time. But for some of these smaller divisions, especially the women, you might want to give them a little bit more time than that. I can understand that. 5, Mina Karobi. 6, Jinyu Fry. 7, Amber Brown. 8, Lisbeth Lopez Silva. 9, Satomi Takano. 10, Tomo Maesawa. 11, Kira Batara, which I thought she just fought Lopez Silva. I'll have to look that one up. Maybe that fight got canceled or didn't happen. It might not have happened because of Batara missing weight again. 12, they're going all the way down to 15. Mina Grisander at 12. Jong-un Park at number 13. Mika Rai at 14. I believe that is, she was previously unranked. So she's coming on with her 4th pro win over Yeji Lee this past weekend. And Rina Kubota at 15, down 7. Wow. After losing to Kana Asakura for the 2nd time. Then we'll go over to Scorecard MMA for their rankings. They have Kana Asakura at 1, Ayaka Hamasaki at 2, Sahi Ham at 3. So obviously, Scorecard MMA is also counting the super atomweight fights in the atomweight division. Hey, that's up to them. I don't think either. Well, I certainly don't think Asakura should be ranked above Ham based on who they fought. Ham has definitely fought better fighters at atomweight since she came back down from strawweight. But they go by your 4 most recent wins, or 4 most recent fights. So maybe that's why. 4, Rina Kubota. Again, why is she ranked so high? She hasn't beaten anybody worth really ranked. 5, Mina Kurobi. 6, Mei Yamaguchi. 7, Jinyu Fry. 8, Herika DiBercio. 9, Naho Sugiyama. 10, Ashley Cummins. 11, Jamari Torres. That's a different one. She fights in one championship, which means she doesn't even fight at 105. She fights at 115. Julia Jones, 12. She hasn't fought in a long time. Since 2016. Wow. 13, Emi Tomomatsu. 14, Maria de Oliveira, who has never actually fought at atomweight. The lowest she fought was at the super atomweight division. And then 15, Satomi Takano. When were these last updated? Does not give a date. Scorecard MMA does so. Yeah, Scorecard MMA does not give a date for their last atomweight rankings. So let's go over some of the most recent fights. So last 2 weeks there have been like between 8 to 10 pro MMA fights in the atomweight division. I'll go over a little bit of each. I've already done video reviews for like 4 of them. Still more to come. And so my connection decides to suck. Hold on, I gotta bring my phone back up instead of the laptop. So give me a minute for that. No one's watching anyway. How silly is this, right? Let's see which loads first, the PC or the phone, but at the same time. Okay. And there we go. So in the last 2 weeks, going all the way back to July, well, we'll say 10 days. Going back to, let me find the date here. Let's go back to, okay, 21st. So the 21st had Invicta FC. So we had the championship fight. Jinyu Fai defeated Mina Grisander by unanimous decision to win the vacant 105 title. not the most exciting fight. I think we all can probably agree with that. Decision. I've yet to watch the fight again on video. I'll do that before my review, but from what I looked, and I think I mentioned this earlier, how you judged it depend on how much you counted the wall install. If you really wanted to credit the wall install, then you could give it to Grusander. But obviously, I don't think the judges did. And apparently, even Shannon Knapp, the president of UFC, Invicta, and Julie Kedzie, the matchmaker and commentator, both disagreed. I don't think it was that. Look, no matter who you were for, personally, I'm a Jinh Yu Fry fan, it wasn't that bad of a decision. Look, people complain all the time that they don't want to credit wall install or boring fights or fighters that just basically hold fighters down or hold them against the cage and do nothing. But then a lot of people also complain that, oh, well, that person should have won because they used those tactics. I don't know. Moving on. Alicia Zappitella defeated Jillian DeCourcy by unanimous decision. Now, I think DeCourcy took that fight on like a couple weeks' notice. Zappitella definitely making her presence known in Invicta at 105 with heavy hands for such a short wrestler. And then, of course, Elise Anderson with that awesome flying triangle to choke out Stephanie Alba in the second round. Now, I haven't watched this fight, but the same night, at King of the Cage over in Colorado, B. Wynn challenged Jamie Hinshaw to the King of the Cage Atomweight title, and Hinshaw won. I believe she won by decision. I'd have to look up the actual full results on that. And then, since then, also, what other fights do we have? Moving along. Again, not that many. It's an amateur fight. Not worried about amateur. No. UFC, of course not. So we had Yeji Lee versus Mika Rai in Road FC. And that was, if you already watched my review video, that was just basically a grappling clinic put on by Arai, grappling wrestling clinic. There was hardly any strikes thrown in that fight. Even when on the ground there weren't that many, but it was still a good fight to watch, especially if you're really into grappling and if you really like scrambles. That was a good fight to watch. XFC, same on Saturday in Mansfield, Queensland, Australia. Kayla Banney successfully defended her title against Kim Piper. I didn't bring up their records, but Kayla Banney was the current champ, and she successfully defended against Kim Piper. What else happened? Anything else? No. And since it's close enough, in the super atomweight division, Wombat Sports is saying 110. I've seen 108 other places. So we had Miyu Yamamoto defeating Saori Ishioka by decision. More I think about that fight, it just boggles my mind how bad Ishioka did. It seems like, I don't know, it seems like she could have set up some submissions very easily because Yamamoto is very vulnerable to submissions. I don't want to make accusations, but the more I think about it, having watched that fight like twice now, and the more I think about it, something just seemed off. And that's all I'm going to say. Because otherwise, I risk bringing the crap storm down on me. And I just don't have the patience for that. And then, Kana Asakura defeated Rina Kubota again, this time by unanimous decision. Asakura showing no improvement in the striking whatsoever, whereas Rina showed a lot of improvement on the ground, especially in submission defense, just not enough. She survived all the submission attempts by Asakura. There was a few. Didn't do enough on the feet, though, to get the win. So Kana Asakura beat her again. That's 2 losses in her last 3 fights for Reina. We'll see what her future is. So that's basically it in a nutshell for the first half of the year for, well, 7 months out of the year for the Atomweight division. As far as stats and the last couple of weeks, fight results go, I think it's a good time for the Atomweight division. I think there's definitely some exciting fights and a couple boring ones. I think the future of this division is bright, and I still don't know what the UFC is waiting on. I just don't know. They're trying to do a tough featherweight, and only like 2 out of the 8 are actual featherweights. And it boggles my mind that they're wasting time on featherweight trying to placate Royborg when they could bring in an actual division with actual depth. Now, that's not to say that there aren't good featherweights. There are a few. But the division overall isn't as sustainable, I would say, as Atomweight. And plus, if you brought Atomweight into the UFC, there are a few of the smaller strawweights who could go down. Now, it wouldn't be like, you know, the exodus from bantamweight to flyweight that we've seen since they brought in the flyweights, but there would be a few that could go down that are a little too, that really can't contend with the bigger weight cutters at flyweight. And I think those few fighters, I don't want to name names because some of them have shown like no interest in moving down ever, so like we're not going to commit their names to it, but I think they would fit in well into the Atomweight division without being, you know, too much of overpowering monsters. So guys, that's it for this video. Very short. Doesn't look like anyone joined us. Hopefully we'll get some views later. Let me know what you think about the status of the Atomweight division down in the comments below. And what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA now, the fastest growing women's mixed martial arts platform on YouTube.